Touch your head, ears, eyes, mouth, nose, shoulders, knees, elbows. Elbows. Where are your elbows? No. These are your elbows. Elbows right there. Yes. If you're happy and you know it, you clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, you clap your hands. If you're happy and you know, then your face will surely show. If you're happy and you know it, you clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, you shout hello. Hi, happy new month. Games can be described as lifesavers in most classes. That explains why teachers are trying to incorporate games into almost every lesson that they teach. This is because a game can act as a motivational factor when your students feel less motivated and unwilling to learn. But what are those games that you can easily adapt into your lessons with little or no preparation? Keep watching to find out more. Welcome back. Here are top 5 games you can adapt into your classroom lessons in order to make your classes lively. The first one is pass the ball to the music. This is a simple game. All you need is a speaker and perhaps a song of yours that you must have downloaded into your mobile phone or maybe a USB drive. Remember, you have to look for a song that is suitable for the age level of the students. When you have these tools ready, have the students sit in a circle, a big circle to be precise. Play this song of yours and have the student pass a ball to the music. They pass the ball from one student to the other while sitting. And as the music plays, you make sure you pause the music, and the student that has the ball when the music stops has to stand up and answer a question from you or any of your colleagues around. Hence the name, pass the ball to the music. And you can make the game more fun by changing different types of songs, or preferably the songs that the students like. If you're teaching secondary school, since they are young teenagers, you may want to use a song that is quite popular, of which the students like. The second type of game that you can adapt into your classroom in order to make the lessons quite fun is chalkboard race or whiteboard race if you're using a whiteboard. With this game, you have to use a chalk if you're using a blackboard, or in case of whiteboard, look for a marker here. As simple as that. And then think of vocabularies. This game is good to review vocabularies of previous lessons taught, as well as to introduce vocabularies of a new lesson. Have these vocabularies in your head. I would advise you jot it down on a piece of paper in order not to make any mistakes. And you have to decide on the amount of vocabularies that you need for this game, and also know the exact time you intend to spend playing this game. Let us assume you choose to play this game for 10 minutes. You might want to look for about 20 vocabs based on the topic you intend to teach or on the topic you intend to review. Have students stand in a line of 2, preferably boys versus girls. And what you do is you give each of the students standing in each of the lines a marker. 2 markers we do. The first 2 students on the 2 lines should have a marker. And what you do is you call out a vocabulary. The students have to race to the board to spell this word. Let us say you are teaching a topic like places in town. What you have to do is you call a place in town like hospital and request that the student race to the board and spell the word hospital. When they race to the board, the first student to spell the word correctly scores a point. If both students spell the vocabs correctly, the first student to finish scores a point. That's why it's known as whiteboard race or chalkboard race. And you continue this routine until you reach the last students at the back of the line. That is how it goes. The third game that you might want to think of in order to add more life into your lesson is hot seat. Again, this is another game that requires little or no preparation. All you need is a chair and perhaps A4 papers and a marker. What you do is you invite two students. I'll share with you how I play the game. I do it grade by grade or class by class, however you describe that. What I do is, for example, I can pair up students in grade 6 against those in grade 5. It goes from grade to grade or class by class. I'll call two students, a boy and a girl from each grade. One of these students will sit on the chair. The other student will stand in front of the student sitting. I, the teacher, stand behind the student sitting, and I'll write a word on an A4 paper and raise it up. If you have a little board, you can do that as well. Write a word on this board and raise it up. Make sure the student sitting is not seeing the word. That's why you have to stand behind the student. And the student standing in front of the student sitting has to describe this word, hence the name of the game, hot seat. Let us say you think of sports vocabularies like playing a golf. Once you write this word, playing a golf, the student standing has to mime the action. He or she has to try as much as possible to mime the action of the vocabs that you've written, and the student sitting has to guess the right word. It's teamwork. It requires a lot of team effort in order to score a point, and if they get it correctly, then you give them a point. But if they don't, you should have a countdown. Maybe each group has about a minute. When it's close to a minute, the rest of the students can start counting from 10 to 0, like 10, 9, 8, blah, 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 right up to 2, 0, stop. That's how it goes. If the team is able to guess the right word, they score a point. Again, if not, you let it go. And of course, you show the students the word that you wrote on the A4 paper. Or, by the way, if you're just tuning in, this is NDANGOH'S Diary, and the topic for today is top 5 games that you can adapt into your lessons in order to make your classes lively and fun. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do so, and you can also catch up with me on social media via TikTok, Facebook, IG, LinkedIn, and Pinterest. The fourth game that you can adapt into your lesson is Whisper. This is another good game that requires no preparation. All you have to do is to think of vocabularies that are related to the topic that you intend to review or the new topic that you intend to introduce. As usual, have your students line up, preferably in 2 lines, or divide the students however you want, maybe 4, 3 lines, but make sure the numbers are even. The next thing you have to do is to invite all the students standing in front of the line, one after the other, to run towards you, and they have to listen attentively. You whisper a word into their ears, and they have to run back to the line and whisper these words into the ears of their friends. Like they keep whispering the words from one student to the other until the last student at the back of the line gets the word and calls out the word to you loud and clear. It's like a race. The first group to do this and guess the word and pronounce it correctly scores a point for themselves. It continues like that, and you have to make sure each and every student has the opportunity to come closer, get a word, and rush back into the line to do the same routine, hence the name Whisper. And the last game that you might want to think of in order to add more fun into your lesson is Survivor. Personally, I like this game a lot. It requires no preparation. Your classroom materials are enough. All you need is a marker for your whiteboard or chalk in case of blackboard. Divide the students into 4 teams. What you have to do is you assign a leader into each of these teams. Write the real names, preferably nicknames of students, on the board in each of the groups. These leaders will represent like the captain in each of the group. That's why the game is known as Survivor. They compete against each other. You have to ask a question, random question. Any group that guesses the right answer has to shoot a member from the opposite group, hence the title Survivor. The group that has the highest number of students still alive wins at the end of the day. They compete against each other, they shoot each other. Let us say you ask a question to group 1. If they are able to provide the right answer, they have to shoot a member from the opposite group, which is group 2. And then group 2 has the opportunity to answer a question. If they guess it right, they have to shoot a member from group 3. It goes like that right up to group 4. Supposing you have 4 groups, or the number of groups that you have, and you start the routine all over. At the end of the game, the winner, of course, is a group that has the highest number of students that are still alive. That's why it's known as survivor. These few games I've mentioned is quite common among teachers teaching. It doesn't matter what discipline you're teaching, what subject per se. These games can be easily adapted into any lesson in order to make it fun. There are lots of other games that teacher may use, different type of games. It's all about flexibility and how creative you are to adapt these games into your lesson. So you shouldn't think too much. What is important is for you to know what you're doing, and of course make sure the objective of the game ties with the overall objective of your lesson. Thanks for watching. See you next time. I love you all. Ciao.